unless they have extraordinarily special needs, and are very, very unlikely to be given council or housing places unless they have children with particular needs. I'm not complaining about the priority given for children and special needs, obviously we all understand that. Most of those will then end up living in the private rented sector, paying phenomenal levels of rent, £2,000 a month in shared flats. And so for many young people, the only way forward is shared flats at great expense, going on for years and years and years, and obviously the inability to save any money. So I complained to the Minister, Matthew Pennycook, that there's been two things. A number of people have been evicted from their flats over the past year by the use of Section 21 eviction, which will become illegal on May the 4th. But why wasn't it made illegal in July 2024 when it could and should have been? Because every landlord has basically had 18 months to get ready for it, and in many cases they've got rid of tenants in order to increase the rent on the next tenant that's coming along. And so I made a very strong complaint about that, and also the failure to introduce any form of rent control in London. Because unless rent control is introduced in London, yes, and also all of our big cities, I think it should be run by local government, then we're going to see a continuation of the housing stress, particularly for young people. So I put all that in. But I also put in a complaint about the way in which the big housing associations operate. I'm thinking here of Clarion and Peabody, and I raised specifically the question of the future of the Peter Bedford housing on Isleton Road. Peter Bedford Housing Trust has been around for a long time. It's done a lot of good work in assisting people with very special needs, and it's built up actually a very good sense of community within their housing system. And so the place they've got on Isleton Road has become a community of people. I must say, I didn't realise the freehold was not owned by the Peter Bedford Trust. I always assumed it was their property and would sort of carry on ad infinitum. I discovered it's not. It's actually on a long lease from what is now Clarion Housing Association, who've called the lease in, and therefore the all the tenants, 69 of them, are going to be evicted at some point, not straight away. And they've said that they will all be given rehousing somewhere, requesting that they be rehoused rather than sent all over the place, because they actually very, very importantly depending on each other. But I also called into question the way in which the housing associations operate, because Clarion particularly, but others as well, Peabody included, when a flat or house becomes vacant, tenant dies, moves on, whatever, too often they sell that place, and they say they're investing the money in another building, okay, but unless it's invested in another building immediately in the area and locally in our borough, what it is part of the social cleansing of inner London, where they build or buy somewhere way outside London, and it carries on with the exporting of working class communities out of inner city areas. So I've demanded an undertaking from Clarion that they are not going to sell these properties. I've not received that undertaking, but we've got an article and a film interview going up on the Independent website on Monday when I'm making these demands, and I will continue to make these demands. So I might be asking you all to join